Alright, this here is the HappyCabbie, and today we're going to show you how to make the Little Mermaid. Now, what you're going to start off with is you're going to start off with a red balloon, and I'm using some Qualitex colors here. I find they are a little bit better quality than what you might find at, like, say, your party store, for example. We blow the balloon up pretty much most of the way, except maybe for like an inch, maybe 2 inches left on the tail. Going to tie it off into a knot. And then we're going to make 2 bubbles. So we make 1 bubble, and then we fold it over, make another bubble, we twist, and then we twist the 2 bubbles, tuck the knot through the 2 bubbles, and it locks it in place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze those 2 bubbles and pinch them at the same time, thus making 2 pinch twists. So there we go. And that is going to be the first part. We're going to give the balloon a little bit of a squeeze, and we're also going to stretch it out some more with our fingers. Now, if this creates a lot of noise, you can actually use a cloth like this right here, and you can always keep like a little handkerchief in your balloon bag or whatever, those of you that are doing this on the job. Okay, we take 1 bubble, we give the balloon a squeeze, and then we're going to twist the bubble, thus making another pinch twist. And we're going to make yet another pinch twist. So we have 2 pinch twists on top, 2 pinch twists on the bottom. Just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the balloon, fold it over, and wrap it around the 2 original pinch twists. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a loop, a very small loop, and this is going to give the little front part of the hair. Then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the balloon again, fold it back down to the original pinch twists, and the hair is now complete. And of course we just give it a little bit of final tweaking at the end. Make sure that everything is good. And what I like to do is, you'll notice that there are now 3 bubbles, and I like to have the 2 closest bubbles being on the sides, and then the 3rd one that's kind of like odd shaped, that one being towards the back. So just tweak it until it looks right. This here is called a blush balloon. I used to call them flesh colored, but then of course they're only flesh colored if you have my color skin. So Qualitex calls them blush. Okay. Now we're going to take the knot and we're going to wrap it around the 2 pinch twists on the top. Get it in there nice and good. And then we're going to bring it down to the 2 pinch twists on the bottom. And of course we squeeze the balloon at all times to make it a little bit softer and less likely to pop. So there we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves 2 basically arms and hands. So we'll make a long bubble, a small bubble, another small bubble, and a long bubble. And for those of you that make little balloon poodles, you'll notice that the arms look a lot like the little poodle legs. And then we're going to wrap the tail of the balloon around the 2 pinch twists. And then we want to finish it up to where it is in front of the red balloon. So there we go. We have the arms. And now we're going to set the balloon aside. And we're going to attach, let's give it a little squeeze right here. And that puts it in a little angle. Now we're going to set the balloon aside, and we're going to create basically, the top, the bra. In the cartoon, they were made out of seashells. Here, they're going to be made out of balloons. So we tie off 1 knot, then we tie off the other end, and then we squeeze the balloon in half. Fascinating little fact, I was actually once thrown out of a restaurant for making this balloon because a customer believed that boobs on a balloon was inappropriate. However, you can't do the Little Mermaid without balloons, so there we go. So we tie it off into a knot, and then we grab our scissors and we cut off the excess. Now you want to make sure that you don't cut your knots too close, because otherwise they sometimes come undone. So you always want to leave a little bit of room left over in your knots. Alright, then what we do is we basically push the bubbles up and through to where they're holding them like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a mistake. I'm going to unroll one of the bubbles, which you'll be able to see in a second, and so therefore you know how to fix it if that ever happens to one of your balloons, or perhaps maybe you're doing this on a dog or whatever. You just simply grab one of the bubble, you twist the other one, bada boom, bada bing, it is good to go. Alright, so we take that, we set it aside. Now we're going to take a green balloon. This here is a dark green. Of course you can also use a light green if you like, but I think dark green works best. And again, we're blowing this up pretty much most of the way. Tie it off into a knot. And there we go. Stretching out the balloon. Then what I'm going to do is make the two little bubbles. Tuck the knot through. Now we're going to make two more bubbles. Twist them together. And then we're going to make two more bubbles. So in total we have 3 twists, each consisting of 2 bubbles, and this is going to provide a sturdy point to attach the waist of the balloon into. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it out, find pretty much the middle ground, and we're going to braid the balloon all the way up to the top. I'm going to take our leftover tail of the balloon and basically wrap it in there to place. And this is going to form the fins. Give it a final little bit of a tweaking. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the balloon in the middle, and I like to do that because this is a cool way that you can save your end pieces if you wanted to use them for something else, but we're not going to do it in this balloon. So we're going to tie off into a knot, giving ourselves a little bit of room to tie it into the green. We wrap it around several times to get it in there nice and secure. And there we go. Give it final little bit of tweakage, and there you go. And then with some Sharpie paint pens and some regular Sharpie markers, you can draw a pretty little face like this. And the face also works good for Wilma Flintstone. And I think I'll actually do a Flintstone series of balloons. But there we go. This here is some future balloons in the making.